Hello, my gorgeous community out there. If you've joined me for this practice, it's going to be a really simple practice where we're just going to work into a few joints and just simply move the body in a really simplistic and mindful way. And hopefully I'll make it quite short so you can fit it into any kind of busy schedule that you've got. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know at the end. Okay, so we're just going to start seated. Any comfortable seat, cross-legged, legs out front. Sometimes a nice one is just having the legs apart, feet on the ground. So just choosing somewhere that feels nice for you, or sit on a cushion or a block. And just taking a little wiggle with the bum and the body, just to let everything begin to settle. A few rolls of the shoulders in one direction and then in the other. And we're just bringing the body into that place of quieting down, getting to settle. I'm going to invite you to take some deep breaths. Feeling the breath flowing in and out of the lungs, in and out of the body, sinking the hips down into the earth beneath you, feeling the spine, creating space between all the vertebrae to the top of the head, the shoulders relaxing away from the ears. And gently, either closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze to the tip of the nose. And just bringing ourselves into a few peaceful moments where we can drop inwards. We can gather ourselves together and let go of our day, or let go of whatever brought us into this space. Whatever happened before we arrived in this place. Just allow the body and the mind to place that to one side and have the intention of stepping into the now, settling into the body. And asking yourself, what is it you need in this moment? What sensation, feeling is it that you need right now? And letting that word or thought come to mind. Do you need peace? Do you need calm? Do you just need this time out? And then as we move through our practice, inviting you to keep coming back to what it is that you need. And envisioning that you have already received it. Deepening that in-breath now, drawing fresh energy and prana, that life force into the body. Feeling yourself lifting outwards, becoming aware of where your hands are placed, the feeling of the palm, feeling of the tops of the hands. And wherever you are, beginning to wiggle the fingers, and as you do, gently lifting the gaze or opening the eyes, and wiggling into each of those fingers, every single digit. We're keeping a calm and steady breath throughout. And circling the thumbs in one direction and then in another direction. And clasping the hands together as fists and spreading out the fingers together. And spread together and spread. Drawing back into fists and making some circles into the wrist. So not rotating the arm, but holding the arm still and working just into the wrist. How slowly can you move? And reversing that direction. And just shaking them out. Shaking out the arms. We're bringing the left hand to support the right arm. And we're circling into the elbow. Giving a wave to everyone out there. And opposite direction. Coming back to stillness, we're extending the arm. Point the fingers down to the earth and draw it back up. Touch the shoulder. Extend the arm. Point the fingers to the earth. Touch the shoulder. Release that left hand and then circle into that right shoulder. As big or as little as you like. Cats come for some yoga. Opposite direction. And releasing off that arm. Opposite side. Right hand comes to support the left arm. Circling into that elbow. Opposite direction. Sensing the breath, just breathing in and breathing out. Into stillness, extend the arm. Release the fingers down to the mat. Draw it back in, touch the shoulder. Releasing it out in front of you. Extending the fingers down to the earth. One more time. This time as you draw the hand back, going onto the shoulder, release the right hand, circle into that left shoulder in one direction. And then in. And just release off the shoulders. Drawing the shoulders up to the ears, squeezing them in tight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. And again. Exhale, release. And wherever the legs are, just give them a little shake, release them off if we've had them crossed. Now we're just going to begin wiggling those toes. So sitting up nice and tall. Keep the spine lifted. The shoulders relaxing away from the ears. Just wiggle into those toes. And then we're going to squeeze them as tight as we can and flex them out. Stretch them away. Squeeze and flex. Squeeze and flex. And just parting the feet and circling into those ankles. And as we did with the wrists, keeping the legs still. How slow can we circle into the ankle? And opposite direction. And then give the legs and the feet a shake. Anyway, feels good. We're then going to lift that right leg, bring the hands under the thigh. Let the foot hang loose. We're supporting the leg, sitting up tall, lifting from that chest. sinking down the tailbone, and then circling into the knee. In one direction, and then in the opposite. Coming back to stillness, we're going to stretch that leg away, point through the toes, flex them back to the body. Draw the knee back in towards the armpit. Stretch the leg away, point the toes. Flex the toes back to the body. And drawing that knee back in. Just hug it into the chest. Releasing the left hand to the floor and holding on to that leg with the right hand. We're just circling into the hip joint. And allowing that circle to be as big or as small as you need, and opposite way. Lifting back to center, release out that leg. And then opposite side, hands come under the left leg. Supporting the leg, let the foot hang. And then circling into that knee. Just checking in with the shoulders and the breath. How does it feel to sit up straight and try and hold the spine tall while we work through our movements? Opposite direction. Coming back to center. Release out that leg, point through the toes. Flex the toes back to the body. Draw the knee back in towards the armpit. Releasing it out again, point through the toes. Flex them back to the body. Draw the knee back in, hug it in tight. Release the right hand to the floor, supporting that left leg, circle into the hip. And opposite direction. Releasing the right hand, stretching that leg away, give them a lovely shake. And then we're going to come back into a seated position. Now, if you were cross-legged and you had the right leg in for the first time, we're going to swap it over. So if you were cross-legged, swap the legs over. So it'll feel a bit odd. That's how I always know I'm the other way. And then we're just sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then drop the chin into the chest. And just hold it here, breathing naturally in and out. Feeling a stretch up through the back of the neck. Often subtle. Focus on keeping the shoulders released away from the ears. Tailbone sinking down into the earth. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release the chin up to the sky. Don't crunch the head too far back. Somewhere where it feels like you can hold it. And begin to feel that stretch into the front throat, front of the neck. Noticing if the breath changes. Inhale back to center. Exhaling the right ear down to the right shoulder. Dropping the left shoulder away from the ear. Sensing that stretch sensation into the left side of the neck. Inhale back to center. Exhale left ear over to left shoulder. If it feels nice, just close your eyes and do it. Inhale back to center. This time turning to look round and over towards the right shoulder. Pausing for a breath or two. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the left, turning to look over the left shoulder. We're not stretching or straining too much, we're just simply turning to the point where we can feel some sensation into the right side of the neck. Inhale back to center, exhale, drop the chin, coming into some neck circles. As we inhale, we're drawing a circle with the nose up through the right to the sky. Exhale down through the left. As the chin reaches the chest, opposite direction. Inhale up through the left, down through the right. Opposite direction. One more on each side. Opposite direction. Inhale, lift the head back to center. Just a couple of breaths here. Sitting tall. Letting the head find that center point. And then we are releasing out into tabletop. So coming onto our knees and our hands. Our hands either below the shoulders or just out in front. Toes can be untucked or tucked. Just depends on what kind of stretch you feel like you need. As we inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest and gaze to the sky. As we exhale, push into the hands and the knees, round through the spine, draw the belly button in, chin comes into chest, tailbone draws in. And then we're moving with the breath. So moving at your pace with your breath. Dropping the belly as we inhale. Rounding the spine as we exhale. And see how slow can that movement be? As we release the spine and the tension all the way down, all the little muscles that help pull us up. And thinking about that intention. What did you want to cultivate during this practice? Drawing it in as you breathe in. Sending it down into the body as you breathe out. That feeling or emotion flooding throughout the body. And on an exhale, releasing back to tabletop. We invite you to take a child's pose. So widening the knees, big toes together, sink the hips back and down. Releasing the chest out onto the floor, hands out in front. Use cushions if we need to raise the head from the floor. And just let the body take a few breaths here. Continuing to return to that sensation of feeling that you were inviting in during your practice. Let the breath be deep and slow. Then as you inhale, push into the hands, walk them back to the body, slowly rolling the body. Head comes up last. Release the feet out to the side, draw them out in front. Reposition ourselves, and we're just rolling in any way we like down onto the mat. Releasing out into Shavasana for a few breaths, or any pose of your choice that feels like a comfortable place for you to fully surrender for just a moment or two. Staying here as long as you wish. Closing down the eyes, sense the face relaxing from the top of the head, down to the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the jawline, the lips. Slowly relaxing, shoulders release, the arms and the hands release, the ribs and the belly letting go, the hips feel light, the legs, the feet surrendering down and allowing you the next few breaths to return to that stillness. To invite in that feeling you've cultivated and created throughout your practice. Drawing deeper breaths into the body. Noticing any sensations around you, any sound in the room. Warm or cool air on the skin. Moving into a place of noticing that physical sensation of the body lying on the floor. Beginning to draw you outwards. Deepening the breath. And wiggling the fingers and the toes. You might like to draw the knees into the body, give yourself a hug or a rock from side to side. Then we're rolling over onto one side, pushing into the hand and drawing ourselves back to seated. Resettling the body just to thank ourselves. Bringing the hands into prayer hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Bowing our heads. Holding on to that sensation we cultivated, that intention. Whatever that may have been for you. Thanking yourself for this practice. for this time out. No. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below, or let me know if you would like something different. Very much appreciated. And I hope wherever you're off to now, whether it be bed or into your day or back to your day, you have the most wonderfulest